How did smart become cringe?
Yes. How did it?
So now we're moving into swagged out and educated. So have y'all ever felt the pressure to dumb yourself down?
Yes.
Like you were being judged because you're too smart? Or if you
Lord.
speak a certain way? When did this become cringe? So is it the media portrayals?
Well, I'll say this. Shows like The Nutty Professor, Family Matters, remember Urkel? Big Bang Theory. They portray smart people as being socially awkward and, you know, and that, yeah, so part of it is the media.
And even in
portrayals.
children's shows, which is even more sinister and dangerous, you have Dan Schneider. Here you go again. And they
Like,
portray.
see, I don't know who that is.
So Dan Schneider made basically all of the shows that
we watched.
we grew up
That
on.
y'all grew up
Kid.
on. Okay.
Like
he's
all that-
y'all's
All
father,
that,
isn't he?
the Amanda Show, Drake and Josh, Zoe 101, iCarly, Victorious.
So
And I'm
everything
probably
we was
missing
watching.
And while those shows, I enjoyed them, they was my childhood. I didn't know. I didn't notice all
We
of
didn't
that.
know about the feet.
The what?
The feet.
What about the feet?
Alleged.
Apparently, he
something.
has some kind of foot. Like they had this documentary. I've been wanting to show you.
And
The
all
documentary.
that is alleged. And I just want to make sure I say alleged, but
Yeah, everything in there was alleged.
yeah.
Yeah.
But
So what he did?
I ain't gonna say he did it or didn't do it.
Now you know what I don't
What
understand about
supposedly
alleged.
would he do with the feet?
He just had like they was alleging that he had some kind of foot fetish, and he
For
would do
kids.
a lot of things in the show where he would tell them to put their feet in things like
Oh my goodness.
I don't know what it was.
Draw
The
faces
slime.
on toes.
Yeah.
Oh.
So, and he did something else sinister, which is making the smart kids who excelled in school the ones who had exaggerated health conditions like asthma. Like, I don't know if he was a part of NAS, the classified school survival guide, but Lisa Zemo
Just
was
the-
a very smart student in what they would classify as a nerd, and she was always puffing on the
Puffing her
nasal
nasal
spray.
spray,
Oh,
and then
And
and that kind of shit used to cause me so much hell in school
yeah,
because I couldn't control these things. So being
wearing glasses,
having
braces.
good grades, and then having people perceive me as being smart, and then having asthma,
I've been told,
and then in
And
second
wearing
grade when
glasses.
I had to get glasses,
and
Yeah,
I have
could
been
identify
told
with that.
in middle school, why you talk so proper? Well, bitch, how the fuck I'm supposed to talk?
exactly.
Like, what the fuck?
I think somebody told Kyle that too.
It's just the people, like when you, as an adult, when you reflect on things like that, you be like, you could really see the low self-esteem them people had. Why you talk so proper?
Why
does
you
it
don't?
bother you, first of all? And second of all, why don't you?
Yeah.
Expand your vocabularies.
Watch your grammatical grammars. That was a meme.
But then you got a president in the White House whose
can't
vocabulary they
form
said he
Who
has
can't
the
even
best.
say fuck right.
But this is what
He
makes
has the
him popular.
vocabulary of a 6-year-old. They said.
But this makes him
You're
popular.
very special, very special. That's an inside joke, y'all. Y'all got to go back to the episode 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And y'all see it.
Very special, very special. The terrible, awful.
Can somebody send him a pie?
All right, so
We need many.
so getting back on track. Is it the anti-intellectualism? Why is anti-intellectualism? Can't even get it right.
Let me take it.
Why is anti-intellectualism on the rise?
I think because people, I think it's sort of like a snowball effect where a lot of people feel some type of way that they didn't do. Maybe they couldn't get into the school that they wanted, or maybe they were made to feel some type of way. So it's like, I feel like it's some type of backlash against being smart and informed or educated. It's like if they didn't do well, they couldn't go. Oh, that education doesn't matter. It's this whole like education doesn't matter. Now, aside from the fact that students are matriculating and getting their degrees and can't get jobs, that's a whole other aspect. But it still shouldn't be, oh, that doesn't matter, or why, like what you said, why you talk so proper, or what,
But now the nerds.
why you care? Like,
now the quote nerds, they're living the best life.
Yeah, that was the next thing I was about to talk about, is the nerd to cool shift. You know,
and I'm glad for it.
Yeah, because like I was just saying, when I was younger, when I was in elementary school, it was not cool to have glasses, and now people who don't need glasses
Wearing glasses. Well, wait, let me bring my perspective in. Can you imagine what it was like for me? I mean, now glasses are a part of fashion. But when I was in school, first of all, I got glasses when I was in first grade. They didn't have the thin lenses. So I have astigmatism. So the lenses were thick. You didn't have the choices you have. Just look at us sitting, the three of us sitting here with the different types of glasses.
I couldn't find nothing like this a few years ago. Nah, I went like 3. I got these this year.
In first grade with them cat eye, thick ass glasses.
Yeah, and see now I have gotten bougie because I got like 4 pair of glasses because I have
how bougie.
I have like, I have these blue, pair because blue is my favorite color. If y'all couldn't tell,
but glasses are less expensive, way less expensive than they used to be.
Yeah, before the tariffs.
Well, yeah, before the tariffs.
Well, I got these just before that bitch came in office.
Not even getting
they was delivered. They were supposed to be delivered on the 20th, but the snow happened and delayed them.
I didn't get mine. It's not fair. No, but seriously, I mean, back then, I don't know how much, I don't remember, but I do remember, I don't remember as a kid, like how much my parents would pay for my glasses. But I do remember as an adult trying to afford the 1 pair of glasses on my insurance. That I had, the vision insurance that I had through my job.
Yeah.
Still trying to afford the glasses. And then, y'all poor children, me and your daddy had glasses, so we gave our eyes to y'all. And now we're
I was just hard on my glasses.
But it's the glasses family.
I swear more and more people have to wear glasses now. And I know I just said that people do it like for fashion, but I don't think a large percentage of people is doing it as fashion. I think more and more people just have to wear glasses. So that's an interesting phenomenon for me.
Yeah.
Like, I wonder why people's eyes are just so bad. Is it in the air? I don't think it's the phone.
No. I don't think
And look at me, the
gonna
Gen
have
Z saying,
Apple gonna be like,
y'all
no.
get off your damn phone, then maybe your eyes would be better.
Nah,
but
it's not the.
I think it's it's the blue light from it.
Before you go to the phone, you got to go to the computer.
Yeah, straining on this.
Yeah, but I think they said that was
The
debunked.
TV?
But I can't tell you how many times I was told as a kid, don't sit too close to the TV. You're going to ruin your eyes.
I didn't care. I was like, I'm
know.
driving my car. And I'm not crashing.
We were told that. And we were told that we didn't have the big screens they all had. And we had to get up and change the channel.
Oh, no. Barbaric.
He said barbaric.
So now moving on. Who benefits from a dumbed down society?
Trump.
So, how did we get here?
The powers that be.
I love the poorly educated.
Yeah, he did say that.
Damn, we should have had that clip. So, is it the educational underfunding?
Yes. Underfunding
They're not
schools.
teaching civics no more.
They shift resources away from needy districts. This creates a cycle of poverty.
They're no longer teaching history the way it should be. They
Right.
whitewashing
They
shit.
whitewashing history. They don't. They're not. They're not teaching civics. So yeah, it creates a cycle when you don't put the resources into schools.
Yep. Algorithm is driving attention spans. I would say now.
And it's giving you more what you want instead of what you need.
Yep.
Yeah, what you want is on a continuous loop, so you don't.
So that's like echo chambers.
There you go.
Over and over again. And, I understand from a business standpoint that these platforms are in competition with each other. So if you
They
like,
want to keep you on their platform.
if you're on YouTube right now and you're watching us, YouTube wants you to get more of what you're watching so that you don't leave YouTube and go to TikTok. But if they keep feeding you reinforcing viewpoints and you done turn down the wrong path.
And then
That's
Marjorie
why
Taylor
we're so
Greene.
polarized, because everybody's in their little silo in their echo chamber, and nobody's wanting to cross pollinate.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like you don't want to listen to somebody else's view. I have my views about things, but I'm not opposed to listening to other people.
And as painful as it is, we listened to Ted Cruz and Tucker Carlson.
And we made the decision that they're full of shit.
Yes.
Yeah. Like at first, like for instance, in Louisiana, they had the concealed carry debate as to whether we should allow it to be unlicensed. And I believe in the typical liberal talking point on it. I was like, well, he shouldn't do that. That would be more dangerous. But now I'm like, well, once I heard their argument, I was like, okay, well then maybe we should do it. And I was okay with him signing it. And so far, it's been law for a couple years now, and ain't shit happen. So sometimes we have to listen to opposing points of view, because
I think
two
it's healthy
extremes
to do that.
two extremes aren't good, because a Republican extreme is like what we have down here in the South with these abortion bills and what the Louisiana state government is trying to do to CVS. And then the other extreme is California, where you can't have a stock car be loud from the factory. That's okay to be sold in all 50 states, but you getting state ref and your registration suspended because the cop says, oh, it was too loud.
What?
That's what they did to this Hyundai Elantra N driver. And Hellcats out there are getting state ref.
What's the problem with it being loud?
Excessive noise. It's their way of trying to tamp down on emissions.
Then they really would have had a fucking fit if they had seen that truck me and Mom saw rolling through
my
the city
goodness.
the other day with that big ass speaker playing music.
He had the truck bed was full of speakers.
Oh, they don't care about that. They just care about exhaust.
Now, see, that's hypocritical.
If it's noise problem.
So
And
what
they
are y'all-
even try to do that shit to out-of-state cars. That's what pissed me off. I could be out there with my fucking Louisiana plate in a Hellcat, and they would try to do that shit to me. I'll sue the fuck out their ass.
Well, they can't affect your Louisiana registration.
Nah. But they'll try to
give
give
you
me
a
a ticket
ticket.
or tell me I can't drive that car here. Like, I'm an American, and I have my right to travel. You don't get to tell me what I can and can't do if I don't live in your state. So there's just extremes on both sides, and I don't like no kind of extreme.
So what do you think the political implications are? What do y'all think that is of a dumbed down society?
It's going to be more conservative because
Yeah.
anyone who is not properly educated on how the government works typically falls in the Republican camp.
and they would be easier to control.
Right. Because the less
Well, bitch, I
information you
smart.
have.
You can't control me.
Right.
The danger that I see is how easily people are manipulated now into being manipulated from what is reality. Like believing shit that is blatantly not real.
Right.
Like they whole campaign.
Like
against
literally,
Kamala.
if Trump told them tomorrow, I don't know, that the aliens bombed Iran,
they
they
would
would believe it.
Some of them would. And that
And
is
they
really
was so
scary.
easily, they just so easily was able to say, well, Kamala didn't do this, Kamala didn't do that. Just completely glossing over the fact that the vice president don't have no real power. It ain't nothing but a figurehead position. It is the only requirements to be vice president is having a pulse and being able to serve as president. And that's it. And your only job is to preside over the Senate. And that's it. And she did that. She cast the most tie-breaking votes of any vice president in American history.
Right.
So, but they said, oh, well, she didn't pass this already. How was she going to pass it? Joe
Right.
Biden wasn't going to do
He's
that.
the president.
The buck stopped with him.
Just like J.D. Vance doesn't have any.
And they were successful. I ain't seen that
Yeah,
bitch since.
because if he did have power, they wouldn't have bombed Iran.
I don't think so. I don't think they would have.
I haven't seen J.D. Vance until he walked down that hallway with Trump wilding ass.
I saw him when
I've been seeing him on there with that face
pretended
they be
like he
putting on.
didn't know
Yeah.
who Alex Padilla was.
Like, bro,
you're
was
the
a
president
senator.
of the Senate. You worked with him.
You and before being president of the Senate, you was a senator, and you don't know who Alex Padilla is. Like he been in Congress since 2021.
meant to
He
say
took
Jose.
over Kamala Harris'
wasn't a
seat
mistake.
when she became president. I mean, vice president. Got me fucked up. If only.